Welcome back to Limbus Company, Daily Mirror Dungeon. Today's another wheel day. We're going to spin the wheel, see what it's going to do, and the results are that we're going to be doing forced units. Alright. That's a funny one, sure. Why not? Why not? Okay, we gotta figure out what to choose for the worst units though. What do we take? I mean, any of these make sense. Sure, we'll take Sticky Muck. We'll probably have some Pierce. I think the obvious option is to go with like the S goo for Fraction Early 2 team, yeah. I think that's like roughly, of course. I'm not throwing on Mariachi because I'm a Mariachi believer through and through, but like you, those two are the ones who get, you know, their base identities. For the rest of you guys, you've got things that aren't quite your base identities, but it's still pretty bad, like Sloshing, Vi. All of those are impending day. I don't know how much of a difference it would make. It just works better, I think. BL and RV Chef. There we go. That's probably close enough. Oh, right. We also forgot we need to have this value. Alright. Well, we got a bunch of bad units on the team. Let's see how that goes. Let's see how this goes. What Pierce do we have? Was that a bad choice? I don't know. I can check. It's like your skill 3 and your skill 2. That's all the Pierce we have. Yeah, it's a lot of blood. Well, we've had some gluttony too, so you know, it's not completely hopeless. We do for turn order. Who deserves a second speed slot the most? That's hard to say. I believe in Merso. And we'll just do whatever, really. You know, like you. Sure, we'll start with that. We'll start with that. And we'll add the other two, you know, later floors, of course. This team should work decently, I hope. Keyword, of course, being hope. We'll see. Okay, we're winning clashes. Good, that's good to see. We're punching people. Good to see. Yeah, like, we won our clashes first turn. That's good. That doesn't always happen. It was probably fairly likely to happen, but it wasn't guaranteed. Of course, our damage output is not exactly the best, but that's to be expected. Butcher this guy. Nice. Good job, Gregor. I mean, this staggers the guy and does some more damage on top. That's decent. Yeah, 9 HP on him, and Merso is gonna finish him off. Nice. There we go. Need to hit you a couple more times. There we go. Yeah, now there we go. Victory. Only one day until the second part of Canto 5, guys. That's exciting stuff. Certainly. It'll be good, that's for sure. It'll be very good. But it feels like it's been much longer than a week, though. At least to me. Since the first part of Canto 5. I don't know, I mean, it makes sense. Canto 5 is like some really exciting stuff, so of course it feels like time is passing slowly while I wait for it. Nice. And then a couple more attacks and we win. Just this guy remains. He's sad because all his friends died. You know how it is. And we just butcher beyond it. Alright. This team's doing decently enough. It is the first floor. We will reach, you know, a point where we stop doing as decently. And a little bit of bleed. That's not bad. It's also defense all down on single coins. Of course, this is a bad team, so they've got a lot of single coins. Well, that worked out decently enough, I'd say. Alright. Good damage. Okay. Strike was effective. Thank you, Gregor. Very cool.
저 개체부터 처리하면 편할 것 같아요. 갑니다. Yeah,
most fights this run are going to be a little longer than your average run, just because these guys below average damage, but that's okay.
좋다고 할 수는 없지만 여러분은 하실 수 있을 거예요.
Their damage adds up in time, like how Merceau has 6 defense power up, which really doesn't help us at all. Okay. What thing is he using that's giving him defense power up actually? I don't remember how base Merceau works. So what are the skills, or is it like a... Okay, a secondary gives 3 defense power up next turn. So we used that twice. And then your defense rolls an 8 plus 3, so an 11. Alright. Really a good pairing. That's for sure. Oh yeah, I sure did reach 1,000 subscribers yesterday. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool. I don't know. I don't have anything planned because I haven't really had time to get anything planned. In time.
이 기세를 모아서 뚫어보자고. 물러서지 않겠습니다.
You're max sanity. Why do you? Okay, she still got 2 tails despite being max sanity. Nice, good job, Rodion.
우리가 우세. 서둘러 끝내보자고.
Keep on going. Keep on staggering. Okay, luckily this will be able to stagger the big guy. He's sad, so he's having trouble winning clashes. His sanity's low. Nice. And then what I do? Okay. Team's doing fine. And Tremor Center is probably the best choice for us. Poise helps Blade Lineage Otis, and I don't know, actually. This could be good. Blade Lineage Otis and Zvyrodion. Because if we get this, they're actually going to be able to keep their poise count, like, actually decent. Because it's just more poise. Dude, I don't think they've got any envy skills that build poise, though. Like, yeah, no envy skills, no envy skills. Why is it specifically envy skills that give poise, that get buffed? I know that's like... That's like Blade Lineage Yisong skill 3. And like some of the Shi unit skills. I don't know. Feels random. I guess
힘내세요.
no, Crit's like being tradition. Crit seems to be the one paired with Envy, yeah, or no, with Pride, right? Yeah, because Envy's charged. I don't know. It doesn't. It's not like just because that's like the sin that's the most commonly paired with toys that needs to be the only one it gets associated with, though. Most stat specs have a couple different sin affinities. They tend to be like just kind of generally connected to. Like they've all got all these like the main like wrath is burn, lust is bleed, sloth is tremor, gluttony is rupture, gloom is sinking, pride is poise, and envy is charge. There's other stuff too, like how lust is also fairly reliant on wrath too, not quite as much, but somewhat. Same for burn being partially reliant on lust.
여러분은 하실 수 있을 거예요.
Dagger should be nice. Of course, charge is very connected to quite a few of them, namely like also gloom and pride. Mainly gloom though. Although I think the one that's the most consistently connected to a single sin affinity is I feel like every single rupture identity is gluttony. Like, there's probably like one exception, but like there's far too much like overlap between rupture and gluttony. I know there's supposed to be overlap, but I feel like it's like comical. I don't know, that's just the impression I get though. This is not based off of any like actual statistic.
여기다가 말하면 녹음되는 건가요? 힘내세요.
You do this. Stacking the offense level down next turn on this guy. Make sure he's gonna have a rough time next turn. 6 offense level down. I mean, that's basically 2 clash power down, so really preventing him from doing much of anything. Okay, Wrath Resonance into a little bit of Pride Resonance, into a little bit of killing you.
칼날이 잘 드네요. 아마 그 공기업의 안정이었겠죠.
It'll work.
우리가 우세. 서둘러 끝내보자고.
Whoops. Gotta do something like that. Okay, that'll work. They should be near death soon. Assuming we don't fail anything dramatically. This is a little bit of a big assumption. We still need to take another turn though. We don't have quite enough damage to finish them off in a reasonable amount of time. Okay, yeah, there's no way to survive this turn. Okay, Wrath Resonance for the sake of the joke. For the sake of the joke, and it's just using a game mechanic intentionally. Yeah, sure. Not like the Wrath Resonance is the worst. We chose some, like, less than ideal skills, that's for sure, in order to get the Wrath Resonance going, but it's worth it for, like, the minor offense level up. Can we go to shop now, though? Ooh, Poise Synergy. We should just go full on Poise for this. Take the Torrent's Fortune, though. And Sinclair does not get any skill changes. Like, we'll fight some of these guys. We'll fight some Pekatule. See what they're gonna do to us. If anything, the weaklings they are. Pathetic. High speed. You two are high speed, so we need to worry about you guys first and foremost. Alright, that's decent enough. Okay, we'll start with that. Guardian's Clash isn't the best, but I think that might be fine. She gains a bunch more poise count with everything thanks to the fact that we took the 1 eco gift. So she's doing decently, all things considered. Normally she's got no way to actually build up poise potency, but now we've got a little way to give her some poise potency. And we're doing very minor amounts of damage to all these guys. I should just ego, honestly. I should just Ebony stem these fakers.
힘내긴 해보자고.
Then I proceed to not do that. Yeah, we'll just not like that. A lot of dominating, so it looks like we're doing decently in those regards. I'm just trying to maximize damage a little bit, try and focus on weaknesses a little bit more. See how efficiently we can kill some of these guys. How did we do that? Good question.
여기 썰고 저기 썰고.
And this guy's just gonna keep on rolling while we just do other things. He's rolling like in a single location towards... Oh, I thought he was rolling towards Otis. No, Otis is doing something else. Okay. Oh, no, it's towards Sinclair. Interesting. Interesting choice.
우리가 우세.
Very much so, okay. You're the one who's in staggered, so we're gonna hit you with like a... acupuncture or something. Sure, that'll work. We start hitting these guys, see how much damage we can do this turn. Okay, not a lot. I'll kill like one of them, and we'll weaken the rest. We didn't even kill the one I thought you were going to kill. Okay. That makes sense. I should have paid more attention to what the actual chance of it killing were. Alright. There's no way that they survive this turn though, right? Right? Yeah. Yeah. I'm right. Okay. You can't clash that one. You can clash this one. You can clash this one. And this will be decent enough. Once again, my commentary is not very interesting this run because it's just watching people like struggle to do too much damage, if anything. Like, they're not dying or anything. This team's not like they're not frail really. They're just pretty lacking offensively. But now we're starting to get some kills. Things are going to be starting to change in our favor. The tides of fortune are shifting ever so slightly. There's only 3 left now, okay, and they're all fairly weak. So we just need to attack them a bit, and we should be pretty good. Like that. Make sure they all die. Double attacking the ones that really don't need the double hits, but I'd really rather use the double hit just in case. And draw the sword just to win the clash, and you're super weak at this. You should just die. Yeah, we can both wrath and slash. Okay, time for the boss now. Still so weird that depending on which boss it is, like, if it is Golden Apple or Ebony Stem, like this might be Golden Apple or yeah, no. If this is Doomsday Calendar, it's either Doomsday Calendar or Golden Apple. If it's Doomsday Calendar, we're not going to see the funny intro transition, which I've grown oh so used to at this point. But now it's no longer in the normal fights, yeah. Look at that. We just actually go straight into the fight. Still so strange. Double up on all these things. And hopefully we'll... I think we've got some pretty good, like, damage output things this first turn. Yeah, like Butcher Beyond, they're weak to Envy, so good damage. They're weak to the Blunt, so this is good too. Oh, Acupuncture doesn't do particularly well. Focus Defense does, though. So we just need these guys to finish off you. And should do it. Okay, now second phase time. We gotta take down the arms. We don't really need to worry about any of those. Nice, okay. Okay, those guys go there. Everyone else go for the right arm. And that way we've successfully split our resources up between the two. If we're lucky, we could theoretically break the arms this turn. Don't know if we've got that much damage output. Strong Strike can be pretty good here. Yeah.
적합한 관리법이었어요. 다행이에요.
Not doing much to the right arm though, okay. So the threat should take out left arm.
좋아. 도입하겠어.
And right arm Merso is really the only big damage dealer left going for that one. This'll do something, not much. Merso's Kneeling Fist is decent? Not enough. Okay, next turn then. Don't need to one turn this phase, after all. Oh no, we still did enough damage. That's good to see.
결선 부위에 따른 관리법도
Eureka Blunt, Eureka off, all that sort of good stuff. And like, we just let all those attacks go through once again. It's not really anything we need to be too concerned with, I'd say. We need to throw someone into the machine, we can just throw Slosh Mail in. And by that I mean into the flames. It isn't exactly a machine under these circumstances, but it's close enough.
그 개체는 다른 방법이 적절하지 않았을까요?
I think Deku's not doing bad.
유효타.
If we get you to, what is like 100, 150 HP, then you die next turn? Or then you get any next turn? 115, is that enough? I forget, is it 25%? Do we need to get you below 100? I don't think so. Under 150 or so should do it, right? Let's see. Yeah, okay, there we go. You sense a dangerous glow. So we're just gonna have everyone attack you, but even if we don't succeed, we'll still be fine. There we go. This'll be a win one way or another, even if we ever throw someone into the flames. Although we don't need to. There we go. And then all the little guys blow up. There's our victory. Okay, what do we take here? Wrath or Bleed inflicts bleed. Winning encounter gain more cost, more resources. So burn effect is a definite no. Bleed effects. With the Wrath or Bleed effect skills, I feel like we've got a lot of those. I know this is good for a lot of resources, a lot of ego spam. This is good for getting a bunch of cost. I'll go for the Wound Cleric. I'll go for the Zany option. See what we can do with it, you know? That's our main goal after all. See what funny builds we can get running. With, you know, a team of less than ideal identities. Got a risky encounter here. It's bugs though, so we should be mostly fine. We can always leg our domain. Although it doesn't look like we'll need to, so I'm not going to.
힘내세요.
I'll use stronger. Probably focus defense? I think so. Nope. Oh, that was West. I didn't actually look at who was on either side. I just saw that, like, right beat left, and I was like, oh, that's not good. But no, Otis was just in a weird position. Okay, Mercer got 2 tails in a row for some reason. A little silly of him. There's only a couple of you that are actually attacking this turn. Fine by me. Put Rivian to get the kill here. Okay, Acupuncture killed. Deku should do decently to stagger, I think. Yeah, but
칼날이 잘 드네요.
not like by a significant margin, but by a good enough margin, I'd say. At least for my standards with this team. And now, question of the day: which conventionally bad identity is your favorite? I may have asked a question like this before, but which identity that you think like most people consider bad, or you even yourself consider bad, do you just like a lot? For me, it's obviously Mariachi Sinclair. That's why I didn't bring him for this team, because I think he's like decent. He's not great, don't get me wrong. And he is pretty bad, but I like him.
제가 도움이 될지는
He's mid, but I like him,
노력해
as
보겠습니다.
they say. Yeah. Gonna have people clash with whoever's targeting them really here. Yeah, leave your answer in the comments below. Yeah, that's pretty good. We can like Deku you as well, might as well. We can open the door too. I haven't really used the new keybinds much at all. I know there's new keybinds now. I know you can press like space to like scroll story and stuff like that now. Although I just haven't been doing it because I'm like not used to it. I'm so used to having to use the mouse for everything in this game. Besides, like you can't actually press space to move text in Lob Corp. For some reason, that's just not something in Lob Corp. It's in Ruin. I know that for sure. Not Lob Corp. It's odd. The weakest attack we have here. You maybe? Yeah, you maybe. Okay. Roll with that then. Oh, we need to actually worry about clashing these ones. Okay, that'll work then. Not too bad. We'll see how this goes. Keep on stacking damage onto these foes, these fiends. These abnormal sin creatures. That are somewhat abnormalities for some reason. And that's still not very clear because they function very similar to, like, artificial distortions, I'd say. Although I guess them being abnormalities makes enough sense. It's just interesting based on, you know, Leviathan. Okay, we should be able to kill everything here. This turn, right here, right now. Yeah, because Butcher Beyond is strong enough. It has some trouble winning Clash, especially later on, you know, its max roll is very low. But as far as its actual, like, damage output goes, it's not bad. I understand it. Okay. Now we just gotta kill these two. I'll just go for a flurry of attacks on both of them just to make sure they both die. One's at 4 and the other's at 15 HP. They're gonna bleed a little bit, but we need to actually land a hit to finish the job on the bottom one. There we go. All right. Then close the door, like nothing ever happened. Cause why not? We got our shop now. We have 300 cost. Downpour is really funny on this build. Okay, maybe we should have leaned into the Tremor a little more. I think now. If I'd known we were going to get Tremor, of course, or we were going to get Downpour, I would have leaned into the Tremor more. That's obvious.
응원하는 게 도움이 되긴 하려나? 힘내긴 해보자고.
But now this means any Tremor we inflict is a little bit more beneficial. Got a couple Tremor units on this team, so we're gonna try and see if we can make the most of it. Because you're Tremory and you two are Tremory. You guys don't have great Tremor Infliction or Tremor Bursting capabilities. Merso's at least decent because he's got a Tremor Burst on his skills too. And you know, we've always got Snag Harpoon, that's true. I do have Snag Harpoon at Update 4. For the sole sake of it, Keen's pretty good. And we should just be able to finish them though. But the Tremor Burst is doing numbers on them, I think. I think it's all thanks to the Tremor. We're Tremor believers in this household after all. I guess the main issue is the fact that if we ever use Ishmael's skill 3, it is going to delete all of the Tremor on enemies. Because it's like, what, a 4 Tremor count loss or something like that. It's not great. Yeah, after bursting Tremor, reduce Tremor count by 4. And inflict 5 Rupture. Which is the only Rupture she has on her entire kit. I know it's so serious with the fact that there's a lot of, like, overlap between Tremor and Rupture. At least, like, I mean, there's a little bit. Stuff like, Gregor's, Rose Banner. And, like, the LCCB units that have a status effect infliction. You can't even use LCCB Ishmael, of course, alongside Sloshmael, because, they're both Ishmael. Yeah, punch these Crusaders. Nice.
좋다. 좋아.
We love
계속
punching
집중하자.
Crusaders.
한 방 먹였네. 이 기세를 모아서 뚫어보자고.
That's a struggling. I believe in you though. I don't. I really don't. Yeah. Offense level down is unfortunate. Next turn you're just being bound though, so that's a lot more dealable.
기절했나?
There goes all this guy's tremor count.
칼날이 잘 드네요.
And for what?
우리가
아마
우세.
그 공격이
Like, he's already
약점이었겠죠?
staggered, it really doesn't matter, but it's just unfortunate.
표정에 따라 실행합니다.
위협 대상
Fun though.
제거.
표정대로
Tremor is one of those stat effects that's it's just far too enemy dependent. Just make it so Tremor does something against enemies without stagger resist as like a base Tremor thing,
우리가
instead of
우세.
making it so
서둘러
some like the
끝내보자고.
new identities like Regret Faust and like
물러서지 않겠습니다.
Regret for Merso. They do things like, oh, deal additional damage based on stagger threshold raised if target doesn't have, you know, a stagger threshold. And that's cool. I think that should be built into Tremor at least somewhat, though.
표정이라면
Like, it doesn't need to be full
따르겠습니다.
damage. Just make it so, like, if there's, like, no stagger threshold, like, a quarter of the Tremor is turned into damage or something like that. It could be, like, more than that. It could be an actual decent number.
아이씨, 방금 벌레 말은
You
듣지
know,
않는 사람 누구야?
That's, like, a pretty safe, like, amount. But yeah, this guy immediately loses all his Tremor. That's
칼날이 잘
rude.
드네요. 아마 그 공격이 약점이었겠죠?
Yeah, we're losing some clashes, that's fine. Size of Dive will do decent here. They resist Slash, so it's only decent.
그 공격 제가 도움이 될지는 모르겠지만
But if we want to deal with these guys a little efficiently, we can just pop one of those. We'll never be the wiser.
표정에 따라 실행합니다.
They do resist the Gluttony, that is a thing,
승리를 위해서라면
but they're weak to the Pierce. So, you know, it's a decent trade-off, I'd say. Yeah, nice.
유효타. 좋아. 계속 집중하지.
A lot of clashes that we're unlikely to win here. Yeah, that one was guaranteed loss. Looking at the rolls. Okay, nice. You get 2 punches off. Good job. Luckily we're all tanky, so we're not worried.
여기다가
If we just stall for long enough, the downpour will eventually add up.
힘내세요.
And you know, I think that's the perfect game plan.
여기 쓸고.
Sure, Mercer's gonna lose some clashes. He got 3 protection though. He got, you know, his 3 defense power up,
기절했나?
which sure does help him.
우리가 우세. 서둘러 끝내보자고.
Look at how we're faring now. Look at that. There's nothing they can do, and we're just getting 3 hits off on him. Oh yeah, it just does a permanent +1 Pierce power this fight, thanks to using Ebony Stem. Or Pierce damage up. Close enough. Okay, nice tails.
우리가 우세.
It's
서둘러
just you two
끝내보자고.
left though. The tremor has built up to
물러서지 않겠습니다.
a notable degree.
침착한 결과입니다.
Okay, surely we're gonna kill him this turn, surely. Surely these attacks will add up. Surely, yeah, surely. We got, like, Butcher Beyond's gonna do some great damage here. That's something to keep in mind. Especially with him being Stagger Plus, because apparently he did get staggered this turn because of how Downpour works. He got staggered at the start of this turn by... And we just barely have enough to
피해서 쓰러지는
kill him. Okay. Nice. Now we get to add Base Faust to the roster. What a triumph is that? Bleed Synergy. I like the Bleed Synergy more than any of the other stuff. Burn and Charge doesn't do much for us. I don't particularly care for resources right now. If we Ego Spam, we're going to use the Egos we already have. Just as like a...
칼을
Just as a
붙이십시오.
rule to keep me from, like, Feel the need to ego spam too much. I'm gonna have more than enough resources for ego spam either way. That's just kind of how it turns out.
제가 도움이
Especially when it takes a
될지는
while to do
모르겠지만
fights.
노력해 보겠습니다.
We're gonna also have the most loss. We've got keep it fresh. We've got like your skill too.
간단하게라면 좋습니다.
무슨 일인가요, 관리자님?
I don't think anyone else has lost though beyond you two.
어.
Yeah, it's just your skill 1, your skill 2.
갑자기.
갑니다.
Like, we definitely could have gotten some synergy with coffee and greens, but not like the most. Okay.
유효타 좋아. 계속 집중하지.
And we're looking good still.
저 개체부터 처리하면 편할 것
We're actually winning a lot more clashes than I thought we would at this point. Maybe I'm underestimating this team, honestly. I know that sounds like a funny thing to say, but like it could be true. Very, very well so. I definitely do have a tendency to trash on units that aren't like the worst things of all time, but are still like decently bad.
다음 판단을
I
부탁합니다.
don't know, I like bad units though.
대안에게 충분합니다.
None of these identities I particularly like hate.
좋다고 할 수는 없지만 여러분은 하실 수
They
있을
all
거예요.
serve their gimmicks well enough. Sometimes. Some of them are interesting. Like, I do think Rodion being, you know, poise count but not poise potency is an interesting gimmick. However, it does in fact just turn around to it being, you know,
아마도
effectively a
공격이
counter.
약점이었겠죠?
교정된
Not like a counterattack counter, but like a number taking up kind of counter. That's used for skills. Although EU gifts can definitely change that. Like a decent EU gift is all you need to change Rodion into being an actual poise unit. AKA what we have with the what's it called? Blunt damage deals SP damage. I like that more than dealing more damage to stagger people. Just because we've got a lot of blunt attacks, so we're just gonna be inflicting a lot of like head trauma damage to enemies. That's probably how that logically makes sense.
내가 응원하는 게 도움이 되긴 하려나. 힘내긴 해보자고. 썰어볼까?
아, 그 공격은 적합하진 않아 보이네요. 관리법에 적어둬야.
유효타 좋아. 계속 집중하지.
Nice.
탄력이 잘 드네요. 저기 저 개체부터
Yeah,
처리하면
help you
편할
with
것
stagger
같아요.
already. That's good to see.
썰어볼까?
Stagger thresholds in Limbus really are interesting. Because, like, I am still, like, mentally used to how it worked in Ruina. Like, with, you know, the stagger bar being separate to the stagger thresholds. And really, it really works fairly similarly, the stagger thresholds and stagger bar. It's just simplifying the UI a little bit by making them, like, the same thing.
한방 먹였네. 이 기세를 모아서
Of course, it does mean healing your HP does effectively increase how much damage it takes to stagger you. It is definitely interesting. I feel like, but at that point, that's what like raising, lowering enemy stagger threshold type stuff is for, you know? Because that's the stagger. That's like the direct stagger damage, like stuff like in Ruina that only just purely did stagger damage. Stuff like the bonus effects and stuff like reindeer pages.
우리가 우세. 서둘러 끝내보자고.
That's what they were for.
물러서지 않겠습니다.
And I hope we see more interesting stuff with stagger thresholds eventually. I like the idea of being able to create a stagger threshold in enemies. I think it would be busted against certain enemies, but like, imagine being able to like, create a stagger threshold on like an enemy and like bursting it to a certain degree. It would have to be like incredibly like regular. How did that guy have 30 bleed? I wasn't really paying attention. 30 bleed with like 3 count. I guess we just hit him with a bunch of stuff that inflicts bleed, simple as that, and he didn't really deal damage to take it away the count. So we'll take this. I don't know, there's a lot of really interesting mechanics they could add in Limbus, and I hope they do. I don't know, that's why I was, like, so hyped to buy, like, the middle identities. It's because they feel so
여기다가
unique.
말하면 녹음되는 건가요?
'Cause it's, like, focusing on a sin,
힘내세요.
they've got
물러서지
a status
않겠습니다.
effect that's, like, automatically applied to enemies instead of being manually applied, like, that's cool. And it is in fact just, like,
지금
it's
기회는
just justice from Ruina.
기회예요.
It's really cool because, like, it's just a
저기
random, like, Abno
저
page,
객체부터
but
처리하면
as if,
큰일 날
like, that was an
거야.
actual, like, mechanic, or, like, an actual faction.
썰어볼까?
And I definitely look forward to, like, in, like, a week or two's time when we do get, the next, like, the big identity. We'll just see if, like, the third week is when we do get our big identity, because, like, that was when we got the big identity in Kanto 4. It was the third week, because that's when we got Spice by Shisung.
다음 판단을
We'll have to
보여줘.
see.
좋다,
We'll
좋아.
see Friday morning, that's for sure.
기사님,
And it'll depend if we fight anyone notable. Like, if we fight, like, Queequeg or something in the second part, I don't know. My bet's still on Queequeg potential is probably being, like, the final boss of Kanto 5, maybe? I don't know. I don't know why it would be, though. We still don't know enough about Queequeg. We'll see. Ooh, commemorative coin. Love to see it. They're fine. Shh. We'll save the cost. And it's dog time.
지덕거려.
The Inquisitor dog time. We'll see how well we can take them down.
여기다가 말하면
Okay.
녹음되는 건가요?
Well, as per usual, the strategy is fairly simple.
힘내세요.
Just clash against these two with, like, low point attack. Like that. And then everyone else is going for the big guy. All at once. Stack up as much as possible.
물러서지
So
않겠습니다.
we had Gregor clashing there. We probably should have had someone else clash against the actual attack. I don't think Gregor's got the best chances. Oh, you lost that clash. That's fine. Well, this means the bottom guy has no instinct.
방금은 좋지 않았어. 뭐 그럴 수도 있지.
I feel like I should make, like, a follow-up to, like, the... Or at least I should, like, have, like, a... I don't know if I should follow-up. I feel like there's, like, a lot more I could say about the actual... Like, the classification codes for Abnos and stuff now.
내가 응원하는 게 도움이 되긴 하려나? 힘내긴
It's like,
해보자고.
after I made the video on it, a lot of people provided, like, a lot of, like, interesting theories and, like, possible ideas and stuff. It's really cool. I want to do more regarding that. I don't know how I would do that, though. Could be cool. I think we don't know enough still. Who knows, maybe in, like, a few months or something when we get more info. If there's any big developments or any big insights that come to it, I would. Otherwise, I don't really want to just keep on retreading the same material. I do worry though, because it's a video a lot of people have seen, so any wrong info in it has also been seen by a lot of people, which does the idea of that does scare me. People, and a lot of it is my own, like, theories that doesn't have, like, the most basis behind it. So I do worry about that. I do not like spreading misinformation. I am not a gaslighter. I hate to break it to you, but
여러분은 하실 수 있을 거예요.
that's not my personal preference for. I don't know.
행동을 개시합니다.
We'll see. Hopefully it's fine. I haven't, like, particularly seen people getting... I think the only thing people have been confused by is thinking that, like... Thinking that the Blubbering Toad actually has something to do with, like, W Corp, like it being based on, like, the trains or something. Which I think is pretty much certainly not the case. Given how that's just... The district classification just indicates what districts they're, like, from. And usually not what district they're actually, like, relevant to. Well, it's hard to say.
썰어볼까? 여기 썰고.
Make it staggered, nice. I don't know. Cool though.
지켜냈어.
칼날이 잘 드네요.
That video has a lot of
아마
views
그
on it
공격이
now.
약점이었겠죠?
Last I checked, it was like what, like 16k, I think. Yeah, 16k. That's a lot of views. One more Tremor, cool. Like Tremor. More Poise could have been funny too, but I'm focusing on the Tremor at this point.
발을 부딪힐 시간입니다.
제가 도움이 될지는 모르겠지만 노력해 보겠습니다.
Yeah, I can.
제압 실시.
Is it giving me the option to monetize my channel now? I've got no idea how it works. So,
배양액이 충분합니다.
ADK.
한 방 먹였네. 이 기세를 모아서 뚫어보자고.
But it's something I can do now. That's an interesting idea, that's for sure. No idea how that would actually like reasonably work. But it's an option now, because like the main requirement is like 1K subs. Like the main guys, yeah. Okay.
따라와 주세요.
Look, good luck to me. It sure did say this was a blunt weak fight, despite it not being a blunt weak fight. Why have they not fixed that? There's still so many fights that display the wrong weaknesses in Mirror Dungeon 2. Like, Lepecatule are very frequently wrong, just straight up.
이봐. 버틸 자신
And like
있어?
Rose Banners especially, like always show up as being blunt weak, or sometimes show up as being blunt weak. They show up as blunt weak on floor 5, but I think on earlier floors they work perfectly normally. Something like that?
다음 판단을 부탁합니다.
I don't know. Weird. Well,
한잔. 한방 먹혔지.
we're demolishing these guys though. They're not even standing a chance.
우리가 우세. 서둘러 끝내보자고.
표정에 따라 실행합니다.
해체 끝. 해체 끝. 신선한 게 있으면 좋겠네.
제가 도움이 될지는 모르겠지만 노력해 보겠습니다.
We do this.
썰어볼까?
Bugs are simple enough fights. Sure, we're losing to them a little bit. They do have some scary attacks. You kind of do need to be a little careful of on floor 5. Don't get me wrong, I'm currently not being careful about them at all. But, like, realistically, I should.
지금의 기회입니다. 저 개체부터 처리하면 편할 것
Like,
같아요.
he was just...
아, 깜짝이야. 휘둘러 버릴 뻔했네.
Skill 3 heals definitely quite a bit when it's paired with Wound Flare, just inflicting more bleed. Honestly, I think what would be like such a great change to something like Chef Gregor and other healing identities is just make it so that when you're at max HP, whenever you get healed, give some of it to like an ally with the lowest HP, something like that, you know? Could just be a passive, could be a status effect, you know? Like, oh, when you get this stat effect, any HP healed at max HP, transferred to the person with the lowest HP. Maybe even at like a worse rate, like, oh, maybe half of it is, the other half is just lost.
표정대로
You know, I think that could be cool. I think the idea of having like a heal support like unit could be cool. Breaker's the only person who's got a lot of like super healing focused identities, both like that and G Corp, and it's also like K Corp on Lu. But I feel like Chef Gregor could have definitely benefited from like a more direct way to heal people. Map was survival. Wow, riveting. Take this and we'll give you another skill 3, sure. Why not? And we continue on with our day. A lot of blunt fights up ahead,
발을 부딪힐 시간입니다.
which is good for our team.
제가 도움이 될지는 모르겠지만 노력해 보겠습니다.
Struggling is not nice. Leg domain's good here though, so we can just use one of those every once in a while. And it definitely adds up. It definitely adds up.
이봐. 버틸 자신 있어?
어.
유효타 좋아. 계속 집중하자.
A couple effects happen. Oh, we're also hitting the 2 people that didn't get hit by the first one here, alongside one of the people who
버틸
did.
자신 있어?
That one's super dead. The other 2 are super staggered. I guess they're not quite staggered yet. Leg domain bursting tremor is so funny.
지금의 기회입니다. 한방 먹혔지?
Tremor is just such a funny status effect. I love it a lot. It's definitely it's one of my top 3. It's just you left. Oh, you died to the moths though. They just
여러분은 하실 수 있을
swarm
거예요.
in, like, eat you. All that's left is like your skeleton or something, as it sometimes is.
신선한 게 있으면 좋겠네. 최선을 다해보지. 아이, 방금 벌레 말은 듣지 않다는 사람 누구야?
갑니다.
Tomorrow we're finally gonna have an idea of what any of the new egos do.
좋아, 계속 집중하지.
That's exciting. I feel like, because we'll see one of the 9-2s and one of the effervescent corrosions, so like that'll be enough to get a decent sense as to what the other ones do potentially. We'll have to see though. There's a lot of egos that really are like completely like distinct from each other, that are from the same Avnode. Namely, like the 2 sun showers are very different,
상황이 좋다고
and the 2
할 수는
sodas are like
없지만
somewhat different.
여러분은 하실 수 있을
I mainly
거예요.
use sun shower and soda as an example because there are situations where the 2 egos of the same Avnode that are different sin affinities.
당연한 결과죠. 칼날이 잘 되네요. 아마 그 공격이
I don't think there's a lot of questions on to the sin affinities of the new egos, though. I'm pretty sure 9-2 is pretty easily to say lust. Everything corrosion is probably a pretty safe gluttony, and honestly, yeah, we'll take this. Why not? I was saying, yeah, 9-2 is lust, everything corrosion is gluttony, and blind obsession is pride. We know Ishmael blind obsession is pride. We still don't know if it's actually been changed, though, from... I don't think... They wouldn't change, like, the fact that it's private. Mainly, we don't know if they've made any changes to how it's actually going to function. Because they very well could have, like, done something to make it, like, a bit more reasonable. You know, it's a +2 coin power to all allies next turn you use it. That's a little strong, right? Or is it just +1, but, like, for 2 turns? It's something like that. I don't know. It's going to be insane, though. It is a VOD, so that makes sense. That makes me wonder how fast the rate of VODs is going to be going forwards.
좋다, 좋아, 계속 집중하지.
If Ishmael's the only person with a VOD for, like, a while, then that's, like, super insane for her. That's why I think we're gonna get more VODs in, like, general... like, randomly added to the extractions and stuff, or maybe, like, for the events. There's gonna be 2 mid-chapter events. Either of those could reasonably be it.
한 잔. 아니, 한 방 먹혔지?
There you go. Nice. Victory. Da-da-da. And we get an event, and then, of course, every time I get, like, a decent charm build going, I get Fairy Longlegs. And every time it's so sad, since he just doesn't have a stagger threshold. Like, give us a way to stagger him anyways.
끝냈습니다.
If we could have staggered him, he would have gotten a bunch of bleed. We'd be able to stack up his bleed even more.
여기다가
Oh well.
녹음되는 건가요? 아,
We just
힘내세요.
have to kill you then. Okay, well, our clashes are not looking great. Okay, you can clash one thing potentially. Neutral, eh. What do you do? You're weak to Slash, Envy, Gluttony, Wrath. Okay. Let's think this through. We're gonna mass attack, but we're gonna specifically mass attack in a way that hits all the body parts a bunch, I think. And I just want to see what happens if we just go for 3 mass attacks on this guy. All the ones that are decently hitting his weakness, if not, you know, fully hitting his weakness. And we don't need to use that. We could just use a representation emitter. And I know this is very, you know, against the idea of, you know, just running a weak team, but it's really funny to just use a bunch of mass attacks, and then it's going to take like 5 minutes for this turn to get completed.
그래도 언제나 추월할 수는 없으니까.
Decent. We're doing it again, of course, so you're gonna get even more sync. I should have corroded Rhyme Shake, because then he would have done a bunch of syncing, we would have been able to stack that a bunch. Now it's 10 syncing, 10 count. It'll add up a decent bit. Not the most, though. Okay. Tails, fine. It happens.
따뜻하게 안아줄 수는 있어요.
You're weak to the Wrath. And one of your parts is weak to the Pierce. I've got no idea which part,
아마 그 공격이
but one of them does.
약점이었겠죠?
나무와 함께 헤어 넘겨.
And you're weak to both Slash and Gluttony, at least on your body. I don't know what the rest of the parts are weak to exactly, but probably similar.
적합한
Even though that's kind of like your
방법이
whole thing, is being weak to Slash.
있어요. 모든 결과들은
House knows all outcomes, that's for sure. We can tell.
좋아.
God.
보이프하게 성공했어.
I especially like the fact that the defense level down is just stacking and stacking from... On the Pierce and Gluttony attacks, the Sticky Muck is doing it, and for everything,
둘이
and
하나가
the Rusty
떨어졌네요.
Nail is doing it.
이제
Rusty
좀
Nail?
수월해지겠어요.
Is it a Rusty? I don't think it's a Rusty Nail. I think it's something nail, though. The Rusty one's the Knight. But, like, yeah, we're stacking a bunch of defense level down to this guy, which making even each attack do even more.
방금은
Okay, yeah,
전략이었냐?
that's a
계속
victory.
밀어붙이자.
Didn't even get the chance to attack. You know, that's what you get for not having any stagger thresholds. If you had stagger thresholds, we would have fought you, you know, fair and square normally.
언제 들고 가지?
All that sort of good stuff. But, you know, no, you wanted to play it lame. And, you know, if you're gonna play it lame and, you know, ignore the rules, we're gonna play it lame and ignore the rules. That's called karma.
정해진 시간에
We'll get to daily extractions. So sad, I keep on, like, it keeps on feeling like there's something missing whenever Endless runs in, because there's no yellow boxes to claim. I'm so used to claiming box at the end of every run, because you always get a couple levels, you always get like a nice 9 boxes or so. Assuming you actually won the run. And there's no boxes to claim yet. But it's like a temporary, like, unsatisfaction, you know? Because it'll be made up for in time. One of those shard days. Because, you know, in
정해진
time...
시간에 기상하는 것은 사측에
must collect
명시된
great.
내용입니다.
There we go.
관리자님을 포함한
In
대다수
time,
수감자들은
there's gonna be a lot to
사실을
claim,
모르는
a
것
lot of
같군요.
boxes. It'll add up. It'll add up. I'm currently what? I'm currently 62. Which is a lot of stuff, that's for sure. Getting... Oh yeah, there's a banner there. Or no, that's not a banner, that's a style. What do they call these? The customized, the borders? Yeah, those. That's one of those. Oh well. Well, in time. But anyways, that'll be all for this time. Bad Team Build goes Berg. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.